Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome to the PlanCo Coaster Contest results video. Today we're going to go over all the winners, the top 5, and the first, second, and third winners for every single bracket. First place winners are going to be receiving a Steam game of their choice from the prize pool and a custom graphic from one of our legend builders, Tommy T. So stay tuned and let's check it out. All right, before we get started, I just want to say what a great contest this was, and we had a total of 86 submissions, all coaster blueprints themed around Planet Coaster shops, and boy oh boy, there was a lot of really good creations that came out of this contest, and I think what it did here was we got to pad the workshop a little bit with some really good themed coasters. Chief Beef now has his own coaster. Gulpy has plenty of his own coasters. Foxy has plenty of her own coasters, and I think this was something that was necessary as we didn't see a lot of that kind of vanilla themed coasters on the workshop. Everybody likes to do something unique and different and stray away from Planet Coaster, and these are things that I think about going into every single contest. So now we have almost nearly 90 amazing themed coasters that fit well with their shops. So if you're doing a Chief Beef area or you want your own Chief Beef to have his own coaster, you can find something there on the workshop now, as well as all the other shops. And for that, this contest was a great success, and it got everybody thinking creatively within the realms of what Planet Coaster themed is all about. So really good job to everybody who competed in the contest. Everybody did an outstanding job. All right, let's dive into the new builder bracket, everybody. We had a total of 20 submissions here, and our 5th place runner-up winner was Tiki Tikis, created by Stuntman. Okay, guys, so while this was a pretty big footprint, as you can see here, I think he really nailed the Tiki Tikis vibe. Had a really good shop. For the new builder bracket, this was one of the strongest shops. It was very interactive, had some pretty great lighting and color pops on there. You know, Tiki Tikis all about the jungle, so there's some pretty good incorporations there, and he kind of took a little bit of a dark vibe on it with the Tiki Tikis. We thought that was pretty clever and fairly fun. Only a few points away from getting into 3rd with this one, and it was actually tied for 4th, but we thought the 4th place runner-up slightly edged him out in terms of spirit of the contest. So really good job on 5th place here, Sublime 152 on. So really good job on this one, Stuntman with Tiki Tikis. And our 4th place runner-up, slightly edging out Tiki Tikis, goes to Serosa, created by Saberline 152. All right, so we really love the Italian vibe on this one. We got the leaning tower over there. We got the little bits of orange and stuff for the pizza pen. In terms of spirit of the contest, it was there. We had this nice kind of like cooking area back here where they're making pizzas and stuff in the queue. Really well done. However, we do feel like it could have had a little bit more pizza pen advertising and pizza pen colors as well. So you can see the little colors here. We get lots of pops of red, yellow, orange, and little bits of black, but that doesn't really matter. And then, you know, we have pizza and stuff. So here, if you're looking on the outside, all we really got was this pizza pen for advertising. Would have been nice to see some more colors in there, some reds, some flags of some sort, some banners, little things like that. We talked about our feedback in the video, but generally speaking, it's a really nice coaster. It's a really nice presentation, and it's a pretty good footprint. It does capture the spirit of the contest. However, we did just want to see a little bit more advertising and shop integration. But very strong creation here, and congratulations on 4th place with Serosa to Saberline 152. And our 3rd place winner of the new builder bracket goes to Street Fox Coffee Maker, created by SSL. There it is, everybody. It's a giant espresso machine. This one definitely captured the spirit of the contest, and as you can see here, has a lot of the colors from Street Fox here, a lot of advertising, lots of different details going on. You can tell it's coffee, you can tell it's Street Fox from, you know, a first glance. However, there are some things that could be cleaned up, like the Street Fox Maker Coaster text is a little bit weird going like that, and there's just certain things that could have been cleaned up or, you know, polished a little bit more in terms of presentation and layout. Like, we got some pretty nice artwork here, but the coffee pot that's kind of a key part of this is kind of hidden behind it. So I do think in terms of execution, it could have been laid out a little bit better, but there's so many fun elements in here, like the coffee filter. You go down and it brews the coffee, and you literally go through the process of making a coffee. So in terms of spirit of the contest, it's definitely there. It has all the different elements. It's all about the coffee, but it's also all about the coaster. The coaster takes you through the coffee experience. They are one. They interact with one another, and they are symbiotic. On the inside, the shop could have been a little bit better. It's just kind of a box placed off in the corner. However, the entire kind of build in itself is the shop. So it's kind of like a giant warehouse, but it's an espresso machine. And, you know, the whole thing is technically a indoor shop. However, this is the actual area where the guests would come, and there's not a lot to it. So I would have decorated the box and the interior of the shop just a little bit more. But you nailed the advertising, you did a good coaster, you did a good presentation, and the ride was very fun overall, and you hit the spirit of the contest, and that's definitely why you deserve third place here in the new builder bracket. So congratulations to SSL on the Street Fox Coffee Maker Coaster and third place. Second place winner of the new builder bracket goes to Missy Good's Candy Run, created by BB Ben Softball. Just look at this, guys. It definitely screams Missy Good's, has the spirit of the contest. You can see donuts and candy from a mile away, and lots of really great details with the sign. We have Missy Good's incorporated there. Even like the fun little donut plants out front. The shop's pretty good. I think we kind of talked about it. We felt like it was a little bit tacked on the side, but I argued that it was actually integrated with it. It all does connect together, but we would have maybe liked to see the candy shop in here a little bit, like a nice little awning with a little garden, and you kind of, as you get out of the coaster, you go through this magical little candy shop. That would have been a little bit better. I do agree that it was tacked on the sides. That's some of the judges felt that way. But overall, I mean, can't take away from the actual spirit of the contest here. You got chocolate pools down below, gingerbread people. It's a candy mountain, and it is a candy run. We have some really good effects with the being able to peer in here, see the coaster go by. The cave is just candified. It's really freaking cool. The coaster experience was actually really good as well, and yeah, I love glazing over the glazed donuts here. So overall, a very, very strong coaster here, and it screams spirit of the contest, and Missy Goods definitely would be proud to call this her own coaster. It's a very strong coaster creation for anyone wanting to do a candy area in their parks. Definitely an amazing, strong second place creation here from BB Ben Softball on Missy Good's Candy Run. So congratulations, Ben, on second place in the new builder bracket. All right, our first place winner goes to Life, created by Katana. Wowee, you guys. This coaster is absolutely amazing. One of the few hyper coasters that we've seen throughout the contest, and that is not easy to do because it goes up so high, and when you're working with a blueprint and only have 4K pieces, you can't really do any mountains or anything to hide it. We felt the coaster experience was long, it was fun, it was great through and through, and in terms of your theming, you didn't just say Pip Shop. You know, we have the Pip Shop here, but you called it life in general. We have nature, we have water, but the hero here is the water. The water's there to water the gardens. Life is being fed through water, and Pip Shop is water. You do have kind of a mixture of the different brands there. It is just Pip Shop water, so in my opinion, I don't really think it needed the juice and the Slurpee and stuff like that, but because the idea of the contest was to pick one, so I think it could have done without that, but that's just a minor gripe there. But you picked your complementary colors with blue and orange. Everything pops. We got nice hits of popping orange and blues, and a very nice building composition all the way around it. Every angle we look at, it looks like a masterful creation here. Definitely surprising for a new builder creation, and you came out strong with this, and it's definitely showing your abilities to build and progress up the ranks as a builder. I mean, absolutely amazing job on this. Love all the water effects. I love the fact that you did a really good job with the hyper coaster, and you also nailed the theming. Yeah, I can't praise this thing enough. We really love this one. You hit the spirit of the contest. Pip Shop's a little bit more difficult to do, but this, just looking at this, it's making me thirsty. I want a glass of water now. And the coaster itself was really great. And at the end of the day, guys, we did say like coaster design was 3 points and shop design is 3 points. But you do have to remember that this is a coaster contest. So we have 2 points for footprint, we have 5 points for theming, and 5 points for artistry. But those points and how well did you theme and how good is your art incorporated into your coaster, right? So while your shop is important, the overall footprint is about the footprint of the coaster. It's the theme is the theme of your coaster. Same with your artistry. It all plays into the coaster. The shop was definitely an add-on, and we did feel this shop was a little bit on the weak side, kind of tacked on the front there. Would have liked to see a fountain. We talked about all this feedback in the video, so you guys get it. But overall, it's a very strong coaster, and it's themed perfectly around Pip Shop. So definitely the strongest creation out of the new builder bracket in the judges' opinions. Very close to the Missy Goods Candy Run. However, there were some points differences between the coaster and the overall theming here and artistry, just slightly edging out Missy Goods Candy Run by just a 1.5 points. So very competitive for our top 3 and really great creations from everybody in this bracket overall. So congratulations to Katana on life and first place in the new builder bracket. You will be receiving a Steam game of your choice from the prize pool, as well as a custom logo from Tommy T. Really great stuff, everybody. Let's move on to the builder bracket. And our 5th place runner-up of the builder bracket goes to Piazza Pen, created by Sublimes. Really nice stacking work here with the buildings. Piazza Pen, I love the sign out front. The coaster was actually really well integrated throughout the buildings. You can barely see the coaster here, only bits of the track, and when it drops out here and the lift, it just interweaves through this the buildings here, and it's quite maddening. It's a lot of chaos, and I like that we're going through all these tight little turns, weaving in and out of the buildings, over top of rooftops, up and down and around. I think it's very smart design and very tricky to pull that off. You got to kind of build, plan, build, plan, build, plan. It's not easy to weave a coaster through interiors like that. Composition looks great. I think the one downside that didn't get this into the top 3 would have been the same exact feedback that we gave for Serosa here. I mean, they are very similar builds, kind of like this Italian pizza vibe, and it's just lacking the bits of color pop, the bits of the Pizza Pen theming. I wouldn't say just saying, okay, it's Italian, it's Pizza Pen, boom, there you go. You have to sell it to us a little bit stronger. We want those elements of pizza in there. Pizza banners, advertising, maybe some pizza signs out front, and sort of those sort of things. Shop's a little bit tacked on the front there, but yeah, it's not screaming Pizza Pen to me, rather than, other than this sign, right? I don't look at this and I don't say, oh, this is Pizza Pen 100%. No, to me it's a style. So, but overall, the coaster was great, the style was great, everything was very strong throughout this creation, and that definitely did bring you into the top 5. So, really strong creation here from Sublimes on Piazza Pen, and congratulations on placing in the top 5 of your bracket. And our 4th place runner-up goes to Foxys Factory, created by Twi'lek69. Boy, oh boy, this is such a strong creation here, and definitely has the spirit of the contest. It's just that this bracket was so competitive. I mean, love the colors here with the brown, white, and red, the autumn trees. It all comes together and looks and feels like Foxy. Definitely captured the spirit of the contest. Even love this forge being the mixer here, stirring up that coffee. I'm very biased because I love my coffee, but it's such a competitive bracket that I think this was only 0.5 away from placing in the top 3. It was that close. So you have definitely a lot to be proud of here, Twi'lek, because this is the spirit of the contest, and this is exactly what we were hoping to see out of this contest. Very strong creation, and it definitely screams Foxy. You nailed it. But there can only be a top 3, guys, but placing 4th is still great. So congratulations to Twilight69 with Foxys Factory in 4th place of the builder bracket. And our 3rd place winner of the builder bracket goes to the Flying Hippo, created by Mina. Holy moly. Absolutely love this creation here. It's so much character and charm and playfulness. The balloons holding the rocks up. It's almost a little bit mystical too, isn't it? For a Looney Balloons coaster, we saw a lot of Looney Balloons in this competition. And up to this creation here, this would have been the 5th Looney Balloons creation that you guys would have seen on the channel. And then there's a lot more that follows. Definitely one of the strongest Looney Balloons coasters in the entire contest. It's unique. It's something different. It's not just a coaster covered in balloons. It's called the Flying Hippo. It's about strapping the balloons onto the hippo. I like the spin-off. I like the twist. The hero is still Looney Balloons because you need to make the hippo fly, but you've added your own twist in here. The guy's watering the hippo. You got like the Channel 5 news team over here talking about the Flying Hippo. You put your own spin on it, you put your own characteristics on it, and you made it very pretty and lively. I feel like this could fit into a fantasy park, like an elven park, and then it's just a fun build overall. It could fit into a cartoony park. You got all the fireworks that set the tone for nighttime here, make it very magical. It captures the spirit of the contest and then shows your own personal builder touch to it. You didn't just say, I'm going to do Looney Balloons, I'm going to do Looney Balloons with my spin on it. And that was totally acceptable for this contest, so long as we can tell it's Looney Balloons, and we can here, but it's also the Flying Hippo. So really good job doing your own take on it. I love the creativity here, and it's definitely a strong 3rd place winner for the builder bracket. So congratulations to Mina on 3rd place with Flying Hippo. And our 2nd place winner of the builder bracket goes to Monsieur Frites Revolution, created by DK Choppers. Wowee. Look at this, guys. From a first glance, this screams coaster. An awesome coaster. It looks really, really wicked. I love the fact that you put a basilisk inside to kind of give you a black lining to a red coaster. That plays really well with your theming here, because the Monsieur Frites is black and red with yellow, and you do have little bits of yellow on the supports here, and just the way they sheen and shine, and they almost look and feel like French fries going around. So I think that's all very clever that you chose the RMC. You put all the supports there, colored them yellow, and then you put a lining over top with another single rail basilisk. It's all very clever. I mean, holy moly. And your Eiffel Tower here in the center, it looks tremendous. Love this logo, custom logo here that you did here. Monsieur Frites, the sign looks amazing. Here's your little shop. It's like a little kiosk, but I quite like it. You built it, you gave it some character, you built some stuff. Even the picket fence looks like French fries. So even though it's small and just kind of plopped there underneath the tower, it looks amazing. It's very fun, it's playful, great colors. We see your colors played throughout the entire build, and we talked about this, like the Serosa and the Piazza pen. I think that's what they were lacking here, is these little bits of touch. Even your ride photos is themed around French fries. Your arches and banners have those colors. Your little light boxes are themed with those colors. You're putting hints and color pops throughout the entire build here, and that's really screaming your theming, and you're integrating art as well into your theming, building all these custom things and coloring them and theming them a specific way to bring it all together in one beautiful composition. The only thing I'd say that this coaster lacked one on was the coaster experience itself. It wasn't that fast, and it wasn't that exhilarating. It was a little bit of a mild coaster. I think the stats even reflect that here. Yeah, the excitement and fear is very, very low. It was a very mild coaster, and at a first glance, you think it's going to be a really awesome experience. So for me, I probably would have brought the hill up or the first drop down a little bit more and just gotten that speed up a little bit more, and that would be my only thing that I would change here. as the coaster could have been a little bit more exciting. But what a strong build overall. We absolutely love this one. You plop it down and you go, wow. Definitely captured the spirit of the contest. Great job here, DK Choppers, on Monsieur Frites Revolution, and second place in the Builder Bracket. First place winner of the Builder Bracket goes to Cosmic Cow's Crazy Cream Barm, created by Leark. Holy freaking cow! Cosmic Cow's Cream Barn, everything about this is flawless. It's the spirit of the contest right there. It is Cosmic Cow in its purest. I never thought to do the actual cow version of Cosmic Cow rather than the mascot version. You gotta upload these cows to your workshop if you haven't already. I know it's a simple blueprint, but anyone doing a Cosmic Cow build would want to use that. I think it's phenomenal. It's a perfect actual cow, Cosmic Cow. I love it. I really do. It looks like a barn, it plays like a barn, a farmyard. Even your queue lines, you did a little touches of realism with the gate. When it's busy, you can take the rope down, or put the rope up, and when it's not busy, you put the rope down, and people can fast pass through there. I think the little touches of realism in there were great. The coaster was awesome. And then at nighttime, this thing turned from a barn to a freaking sci-fi futuristic UFO experience, and that's really what Cosmic Cow is all about. You played off of the cow element being, fantasy or medieval or modern, whatever you want to call it, and then you played off the cosmic part being futuristic. You added in touches of sci-fi and really brought that nighttime lighting and the coaster nighttime experience to an eerie UFO experience. That's what Cosmic Cow is. You did the dual personality there, and I quite like that. We've seen Cosmic Cow creations in the past that were just fantasy or just modern. You took a play on that and you kind of did both, and I think that's very clever. So not only did you hit the spirit of the contest, you hit the spirit of Cosmic Cow in two ways, and then the colors are all there. You have the teal, the pink, the footprints, perfect. Coaster experience was great. I mean, it's a flawless creation. It nearly scored perfect. I think it was like a few points away from being a perfect score. This is what we wanted to see when we came up with this coaster contest. Something that we wanted Cosmic Cow to have her own coaster, and this is it. This is great. One of my favorite Cosmic Cow creations ever. Really well done. Certainly one of the best coasters, if not the best Cosmic Cow coaster out there today. So you definitely have a lot to be proud of with this one. Leark on Cosmic Cow's Crazy Cream Barm. And congratulations on getting first place in your bracket. You will be receiving a Steam game of your choice from the prize pool, as well as a custom logo from Tommy T. Alright, great stuff from everyone in the builder bracket. Let's move on to the advanced. Alright, everybody, our fifth place runner-up goes to Pizza Playpen, created by Genocide. And holy moly, again, another really competitive bracket. I think this bracket had a total of 24 creations, so it was definitely competitive. Something like this, to me, is the spirit of the contest. This should be a top 3. Everything about it is amazing. It's just there can only be 3, and we felt some of the other ones edged you out. But you definitely have so much to be proud about here. I love all your signage that you did here. It's very playful. It's a playpen. You got some really big elements and fun, charming characteristics. I loved this freaking hedge made out of... It's a pizza hedge. I mean, come on. That is amazing. You definitely themed it properly. You got the colors properly. What could you do better to get into the top 3? It's so hard to say, because I wouldn't change a thing. To be honest, I love everything about it. So this is where I struggle with it, and we always struggle with the scoring and the deliberating. We talk about it. I think the one thing that brings this thing down is its footprint. It looks like a giant baby cage from a distance, but that's also great. It's a pro and it's a con. Because you don't think a coaster's there until you go there. It's a playpen. In terms of the spirit of the contest, it still has that. It has all the colors and it has all that. But it is also a coaster contest. So from a distance, it might not be the most inviting or wowing coaster, but it's a kiddie coaster. So, you know, I'm back and forth on it. I really love everything about it. And I again, wouldn't change a thing. Love how you incorporated the Pizza Bandit here. For me, placing it down in my park, it does seem a little bit strange, doesn't it? There's a big Playpen cage. How do you incorporate that into your park without it standing out and seeming a little bit funky? But then again, if you're looking to do a playful area, a kids area of your park, I think it's perfect. So I'm back and forth on it. And, you know, because of that element there, I think it did hold it back a bit. But again, I wouldn't change a thing. So overall, it's a very, very strong creation from the theming. Coaster could have been a little bit more exciting, but your signage, your coloring, your theming, everything was there. I mean, it is technically a good footprint too. It's just a little bit big. But it's so fun. So even though you didn't get the top 3, you have a lot to be proud of here. Genio side, it's a great creation. So definitely keep doing what you're doing. You are an amazing builder. So congratulations on 5th place. And our 4th place runner-up goes to Pip Shop roller coaster created by Sport1275. This is a really awesome creation, and I think I remember saying this was one of the best coasters in this bracket. Yeah, I definitely think it was one of the best coasters overall, and it's such a cool Pip Shop creation. We got the big water tanks, the Pip Shop flowers that you see incorporated on the Pip Shop. Where's the shop? So there, yeah, there's the little flowers there. I didn't quite place this one down right for this video, but that's okay. Love the rolling water with the the water actually running through it with the gardens out front. It feels like a plantation, but it also feels like a water plant. I feel like it could have gone either way. If you would have put some fruits around here, it could have been a Pip Shop juice. Could also, you know, it also is a really good Pip Shop water. Love the purification thingy going on over here. The big pipes running along. And again, that coaster experience was phenomenal. It was a really, really strong coaster. Almost felt like a hyper coaster more than a barcast. And, you know, you could have gotten away with that as well, but you have that launch beginning. So you definitely need it to be a barcast. So, I mean, had it had a lift, it could have easily come across as a hyper or a giga. But either way, I think the launch really helps because you have that splash going along, and I really love that effect here as we got one launching off here. Let's go. It's loading up, and all the splashes. I love it. It's a great selling point. Footprint's a little bit big if you look at the overall park. It's a little bit huge. I think that's the one downside of this coaster, not having the greatest footprint. I personally feel like all the vegetation kind of detracts from the water aspect of everything. Some of the other judges felt differently, but again, for me, you could have been growing fruits here and called it Pip Shop juice, and then it would have, to me, it feels more like a plantation than it does a water refinery plant. But it could be a water plant that was built in the jungle, so that's the other argument there. This could be placed down in the middle of a tropical jungle and, you know, forest all around it, mountains, and you go, oh, I've stumbled across this water purification plant in the jungle. Then it really does work. So it's cool either way. I really do love this creation. Your boarding station is great. Your art elements are great. It's very solid overall. A very strong submission. You have lots to be proud of here. Sport 1275 on Pip Shop roller coaster. Congratulations as a runner-up 4th. All right, our 3rd place winner of the Advanced Builder bracket goes to Fruity Loop, created by Spiral Guy. Oh my goodness. This is freaking awesome. Fruity Loop. I love the idea there. Fruit Loops, Fruity Loop. You're doing a loop with the, what was it, the Looney Tunes? Oh, no, it's a barcast. Looney Tunes would have been awesome. We got a fruity centerpiece here. It's so juicy. Everything about this is juicy, makes me thirsty. It hits the spirit of the contest. I love the, like, orange tree that you got going on here. Built on, like, a freaking Hobbit hill with the shop built into it. It's so colorful. It's so playful, and it feels like a little bit of a fruit plantation. You got some really beautiful hedge work throughout this whole creation. Loved all the custom fruits. You sold this on that smoothie concept. Like the lightings as well. At nighttime, it has a little bit of that orange glow. This umbrella drink thing is freaking amazing. You definitely put a lot of effort into having fun with this. You made it Pip Shop fun and friendly, and You know, Pip Shop doesn't really have a mascot or anything like that, and this is giving it its own personality, I feel. Pip Shop Smoothie, this is really well represented here. You know, I feel like this should be in any park or tropical park. Down on the beach, you go down to the beach and you have this nearby, or a jungle leading down to a beach, and then the beach is out front here. You got umbrellas, people sitting by the water. It makes such a good presentation there. Get your smoothies here. Very strong representation of Pip Shop. I love this creation. Coaster could have been a little bit more exhilarating, but I think it's a fun, friendly coaster for all ages. So there you go. Great job on third place in the Advanced Builder Bracket Spiral Guy with Fruity Loop. Really well done. And our second place winner of the Advanced Builder Bracket goes to Candy Mountain Mine, created by Gear Ratio. Look at that, you guys. Candy Mountain Mine, one of the best signs throughout the contest. I love that sign. It's so good. And it feels like a candy mountain. This thing, there's not a little inch that's not covered in candy here. So much patience putting this together. Even the mountain itself almost feels like a cookies and cream chocolate chip mound of some sort, like a cookie dough mountain, and it's just covered in all these goodies. Candy trees, all sorts of crazy stuff. You could look through here for a long time and just keep finding more and more fun things. And instead of just putting a mint down there, you've decided to craft your own. You did it back here as well. I think that's very clever and shows like your effort. You go the extra mile. You're like, I'm gonna build my own mints. And I think that's really cool because you didn't have to do that, but you did it, and it just adds so much more to it. The coaster's looping in and out of donuts. You have pink smoke. There's just so many things in here that are just crazy. Candy crazed this thing is. I love it. The shop being like a donut or a cake on its side. Half the mountain is a cake. Do you think your coloring is a little bit off on this one? It's not the nicest or most delicious looking color, as well as the slice here. It doesn't look the most edible. That would be my only feedback here, is this cake needs to look a little bit more delicious, but everything else looks so delicious. The coaster was great for a mine train coaster. It swung back and forth. It had great banking. It was a fun little ride. Yeah, I can't praise this enough. It has the spirit of the contest. Well, it might not scream Missy Goods in particular. It screams Candy Mountain, and Missy Goods is the queen of the candy. Even though it's a donut shop, we kind of look at Missy Goods as an all-thing candy. She's the candy land queen. And she also sells donuts. That's the way we've always looked at her, so I think everybody sees it that way. We need somebody to represent the candy, and there's nobody else but Missy Goods from this game. Really good job incorporating all elements of candy. Look at that big chocolate bar. I mean, he did it all. It's crazy. It really is. Screams the spirit of the contest, and it's quite lovely. So congratulations there, Gear Ratio with Candy Mountain Mine, and second place in the Advanced Builder Bracket. And our first place winner goes to Pirate Pip Shop, the water ride created by Tyrus Zeta. Good googly moogly, ladies and gentlemen. And look, we found the freaking purple dragon. Well, Floss did. It's funny because it's actually kind of like right there. It's like finding Where's Waldo. We looked everywhere, and it was kind of in the open. I guess you have this tower leaning over it, so it kind of hides it from the different angles that you're trying to approach it from. But you can kind of clear him and see. You can see him in clear day now that you know where he is. But there's so much going on in this, and that's what we love so much about this. So let's talk about it. Pip Shop and pirates. You know, pirates are all about the sea, so it works here. But the problem that most people would struggle with when doing pirate-themed stuff is the pirate becomes the hero, and you did a good job of kind of making them symbiotic. The hero is the pirate, but the Pip Shop is also the hero. They work really well together. There's a ton of water in here, and I don't feel like it's a Pip Shop juice or a Pip Shop smoothie. I feel like it's a pirate Pip Shop water. So it really feels like Pip Shop made by the pirates, and that's quite a nice spin. You didn't just take modern Pip Shop, let's you know, do modern stuff with it. No, you went into the pirate era and themed it there, and that's quite welcomed in this contest. You did a really good job at selling it as well. And honestly, this was one of the best Cascade coasters I have ever ridden in Planet Coaster. Lots of splashes, great use of the momentum. I mean, I talked about this quite heavily, but you know, your coaster's slowing down. What you do, you bring it back up, then splash it. That way you don't have to get a second lift in. Some people, or most people, would build a splash down here, and then they're forced to do another lift, or their coaster becomes really short. However, this one's coming up, we use that momentum, and then we splash it. Now, when we go into the next drop, we are still high. Otherwise, we would have been down here. So it's a really, really smart coaster and water ride design. That part worked really well as well. Your art, your aesthetics is amazing. This is like something you would see from Never Never Land in Hook or Peter Pan. It's so crazily stacked. I don't even know how you wrap your head around this and begin stacking and building these and making sense of it all. It makes for a very good composition from every single angle. And even the angles where it wouldn't be a good composition, you've decided to come back here, fill it up, put a waterfall, you got the coaster leading up your eye up top, and it's interesting from all angles. You made sure not to leave one angle out, and even the one that spot here, you added in some realism. It's great. It's a superb creation, and honestly, one of my favorite pirate creations ever. So amazing job on the Pirate Pip Shop, the water ride by Tyrus Zeta, and congratulations on first place in the Advanced Builder bracket. That is a very tough thing to do, and you will be receiving a Steam game of your choice from the prize pool, as well as a custom graphic from Tommy T. Alright guys, really good job in the Advanced Builder bracket from everyone. Let's move on to the final bracket containing experts, masters, and legends. Alright guys, this was a real tough bracket, so we're going to do another runner-up. 6th place runner-up goes to Balloons by Leebies. We really love this. It was one of the most playful and creative balloons, Looney Balloons creations from the entire contest. You did a parade. It looks and feels like a parade. It has all sorts of balloon shapes and sizes. You even did me. Channel 5 Gaming. You did all these fun characters. The crab's amazing. You got the butterfly, the ducky. It's crazy. It screams party. And you went nuts with it. Like, there's so many fireworks, like lights. It's crazy. It screams parade. It screams fun. It screams Looney Balloons. For me, this is like the best representation of Looney Balloons ever. And I don't think it's going to get any better than this. You even have the air balloon. This was before the DLC came out. It almost looks like the one from the DLC. It's very, very close. You would have saved a lot of parts if you were able to use that, though. That's too bad. You got these kind of blow-up castle houses. They're great. Everything about this is great. It's colorful, it's lively, it's fun, and, you know, I only wish you could win a prize or be in the top 3 because you did Looney Balloons justice, and I feel a lot of people tackled Looney Balloons, and Looney Balloons is hard. I'm actually surprised how many people did Looney Balloons, because if I had to choose one theme to do, Looney Balloons would have been last on the list. I want to say it's the most popular submission in this entire contest, and that to me is very surprising. But you have a lot to be proud of here, Leebies, because I think yours is the best one overall. It's so loony. It's great. So congratulations on 6th place, Leebies. Our 5th place runner-up goes to Gulpy Shop and Coaster, created by Applo. Wow, we really love this. Applo, you're really great at making these restaurants and shops. We've seen these a lot from you so far, and we love all of your shop creations. You definitely nail it for the shop contest. The coaster being like the playground to a restaurant is very clever. It's awesome. It might not be the most exciting coaster, but it works really, really well here. It's pretty good for what it is. And if you did a good job at making like the Gulpy orange juice or whatever it is, orange soda. It makes me thirsty looking at it. I think you got your color palette perfect. Getting the perfect orange, the perfect green. It all works really, really well here, as well as the shop. And you even did some little nighttime lighting. There's a glow of the trim. Interior looks amazing. I think this might be the strongest shop overall. The only downside and the only reason that I think it is a runner-up and rather than a top 3 is the shop was really the hero here. While this is a PlanCo coaster contest based around a shop, the coaster should have been the hero. As you can see here, the shop is the same size as the coaster, and in some cases the shop is more exciting than the coaster. So we do have 3 points. I said this earlier. We have 3 points for the coaster design. We also have 3 points for the shop design, but this is a coaster contest overall. So the art, the theming, the footprint, that stuff plays in and around your coaster, and your shop is added into that. Most people understood that and got that. I mean, I called it a coaster contest and not a shop contest for a reason. You're building a coaster, and that should be the focus. So in terms of the spirit of the contest, I think you did nail it, but I also feel like if we delete this coaster and you submit this for a shop contest, I feel like this could be a winner for sure. But if we deleted this shop and you submitted this for a coaster contest, I don't think it would be a winner. So in symbiotic, they need to play together, and the coaster needs to be the hero. Nonetheless, though, I wouldn't change a thing. For a Steam Workshop creation, for people downloading this and putting in their parks, it's a nice size, it's small, it's petite, it's colorful, it's gulpy, it's got some great shapes, line work. I wouldn't change a thing. That's what's great about these contests, guys. Some people just do what they want to do and they stick to their guns and they create something awesome. And because we're looking for specific things that are going to win, and whoever follows those rules the best comes out the winner, this to me is still a winner, and we're talking about it here as a top 5, and it definitely is a winner of a top 5 of the hardest bracket. It's just not winning first place. Again, I wouldn't change a thing. I love this creation. I think it's great, although, you know, I think some of the other creators made better coasters. But absolutely amazing work on this one, Applo. I think this is a great Steam Workshop creation, and lots of people are going to get use out of this and love it. So I'm glad you did what you did here, and I'm also kind of sad that you didn't win, because it's a great creation. It really is. So keep doing what you're doing and keep having fun with the game, and you do you, man, because you're doing some great creations. So congratulations on the top 5, Applo. And our 4th place runner-up goes to Slush Rush, created by Adrian Van Sorgen. And holy moly, does that scream the spirit of the contest. Look at these. Oh, Slush Rush. It's such an ingenious idea. Boom, into the Slurpee cups. Making a giant Slurpee machine. Love the Planet Coaster theme with the trim. I'm actually kind of jealous of this design. You took the Planet Coaster theme. I love this Planet Coaster theme, and I think Adrian and like one other person and myself are the only people in existence who have tried building with this vinyl plus wood kit. There's literally like 3 people out there who've made creations with this style and done it to the way it should be done. It's the Planet Coaster true theme, but nobody uses it. It's fantasy, it's sci-fi, it's this and that. So I'm a little bit biased. I love it. It's the mechanics in the back with the lift makes it look like wiring for a Slurpee machine. The coaster is pretty fun. It's really neat to look at, but I think this one suffers as the same thing as Applo's, the last creation we just saw, with 5th place. It's not the craziest coaster. In some cases, like this whole thing is a shop, but the shop is added down here, Slush Rush. So I look at this whole thing as a shop. The coaster is, I'd say, more of a hero than the last one, and that's why it's placing 4th. It's so well integrated. It's so back and forth. It's a tough one. This one's really tough because I think it hits the spirit of the contest. The coaster was fun for what it is. There were some points where it's just sitting here waiting. I think the coaster could have been a little bit better, but how do you make it better when you're trying to wrap it into a Slurpee machine? And this is one of those things where I would say it again. I wouldn't change a thing. You did what you did because you wanted to turn Gulpy, a giant slushy machine, which makes perfect sense for the Gulpy Slurpee, and then build a coaster into it. So you're putting yourself at a little bit of a disadvantage of making a really awesome dynamic coaster. You have less space to work with, so everything you did here, you made the best coaster possible for what you're working with, and I think it's actually a really strong creation overall, and I wouldn't change a thing. I'm glad you stuck with your guns and did what you did, Adrian, but we are feeling that the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st winners did do better coasters mixed in symbiotically with their theme. But again, this is the same thing I said for Applo. I'm so glad that you stuck with your guns and did what you did. Even though it's not the most dynamic or crazy coaster, I love this on the workshop. This needed to be done. And because of this contest, it was done. You know, that's why we do these contests. We want to see what people can do, how they can think creatively, think outside the box, and what they can come up with. And this would not exist if it weren't for this contest. So the spirit, the contests themselves drive people to think within the spirit of the contest, and then we get things like this as a result. And that's why I love doing these contests. So really great job, and congratulations on 4th place, Adrian. Love this creation. And our 3rd place winner of the heavyweight bracket goes to Tiki Tikis Zoom Zoom, created by Synchros. Holy freaking moly, you did it. We haven't seen a raceway, synchronized raceway coaster for a very long time. I want to say it's been like nearly a year. I started a little fad, or Riddler started the fad, and then, well, he did one, and then I from there I got everyone going on it. Yeah, I fell in love with these things, and everybody ended up making one of these, but this is the best one in my opinion, by far. It has this unique rustic charm about it. You did the Tiki Tiki wonderfully. I love this, what do you call it, the ready set go lights being fire leading to a ball dropping. Everything about this, and you have hidden tikis throughout this whole jungle. I mean, they're hidden, but you'll find them. Let me see if I can find one. There's one by the tree. There's like 10 of these things scattered about. I think it's great, the little elements that you did there. It screams Tiki Tiki. Once you put the water in there and the splashes in it when they go by, it's really great. The one thing that I would have done differently, you have one coaster on I think it's the 2nd run. It passes by the water and then it goes to the station. Well, the other one diverges and goes to the next lap. I kind of wish both coasters raced across the water like that. I would have liked, that was the only thing that I would change about this whole coaster. If anything, I kind of wish this area here was pushed over, and then the last run turning back in was over here. Would have done it the other way. It's just, you'll see the splash here. There's supposed to be water here, so I would have loved to see both of them hitting that splash, because you only get that splash from one lap, not 2 laps. So when I was doing the video, I was like, how come I didn't get a splash on that run? It's because it's only one of the coasters that gets it. But that's me being very, very nitpicky and pointing out one minor gripe that I noticed when I was editing the video later, that I was like, oh yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. But Tiki Tiki's not all about the water. It's about the chicken, the fire, the hot spices, the jungle, and you nailed all that here. It's my favorite raceway coaster, and I thought I was like overzealous. Maybe I was like a little bit biased. But I've been reading your guys' comments on this coaster, and everybody's seeming to really enjoy this. It got a ton of views. People are very in love with this coaster as much as I am. So I'm glad to know, like, when I do judging, I have to try and be biased. I'm like, I love raceways. Let's take ourselves out of that position for a second, forget that we love raceways, and judge this accordingly. And I always try to do my best, and I was like, no, I scored it high no matter what. It got 3rd for a reason. It's great, and you know, I was really hoping that I was being unbiased, and you guys loved it just as much as I did. So definitely deserving of 3rd place. It's a fan favorite. Synchros, the best raceway that I have seen in Planet Coaster. I love it. Everything about it I love. Very good job. Lots to be proud of there. So congratulations with Tiki Tiki Zoom Zoom on 3rd place in the biggest, heaviest bracket of them all. Synchros, amazing work. And our 2nd place winner of the heavyweight bracket goes to Mexcelente del Taco, created by Deadeye Duck. All right. You got the Mexican theme here, but you also did what I was hoping for, and I've talked about this with the other ones, like in the Pizza Pen coasters and some of the other brackets. You brought out the color and the advertising very well here. The Mexcelente del Taco there, with all the color lights on a colored panel wall, with all the colors next to it. Even the, whoa, camera, even the little sun here, you've turned that into a centerpiece with some sparks around it, some, I guess, vegetation for lettuce. I mean, you did a lot of really unique things. Branding, more branding on top. Like, no matter where you're looking at it, you see Mexcelente colors, branding. You got some flags in there. The little hints, the subtle touches, you've made it pop all throughout on all aspects. You don't need Mexcelente signs everywhere, but these nice little touches, a little sun here. You made Mexican-style buildings, but then you went in, put some flags, put a Mexcelente sign in there, more flags around the sides, lots of details and colors, even the truck being orange. I mean, you made everything pop, and we could tell the Mexcelente feel and vibe that you see here all throughout. Definitely hit the spirit of the contest, and the coaster was awesome. The spinning coaster, you did something different, unique, risky, difficult, and made it really fun. When you go around this center part, you did a really good job of controlling the direction so you're always staring at the center. It was brilliant. A very strong spinning coaster, as well as a very strong Mexilente creation. I'd say this is my favorite Mexilente creation out there. So really, really good work here, Deadeye Duck. Absolutely love it. And I'm glad to see you in the top 3, because in the video game contest, I don't think you snuck into the top 3, but it was close for the video game contest. But I'm glad to see you in the top 2 here with a very strong creation, Deadeye Duck. So congratulations on second place in the hardest bracket of them all. And the number 1 coaster in the entire competition, first place winner goes to the coffee broiler created by Gushin28. Not only is this the winner of the heavyweight bracket, it also got a perfect score. It's the best, highest scoring coaster in the entire competition. It hits the spirit of the contest the best, and I wouldn't change a thing. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And I'm super biased about coffee, but taking myself out of that biased position, it's still the best. And I'm actually glad a coffee wins the contest. It tickles my fancy. So, elements. Not only is the coaster good, not only is the shop good, and they're integrated perfectly. You know, we could talk about this really quickly and jump back to, I think it was Applo's. He did a really good shop. This is also a really good shop. If anything, it's a little bit bigger and more spiced up than Applo's, but the coaster is the hero. And that's what my example was. And I still think Applo's is amazing. I wouldn't change a thing because it's a kiddie coaster for kids and it's gulpy. It all makes sense. However, this is scaled up. It's bigger, it's badder, and it's screaming the theme. The coaster's great, but here's the one element of surprise that I think he did better than anyone else in this contest, and why it was a perfect score. He brought in the element of storytelling. This little steampunk airship brings in your supplies, your beans. Look at this. It's telling a story. People are loading and unloading all the different stuff. Sugar. You need sugar to make coffee, to run a shop. It's so smart. They take it down here. They bring it to the grinder. The grinder grinds the beans. The grounds go up a conveyor belt right beside the first launch of the coaster. They fly down into this machine that starts to boil them. The boiler room has steam coming out from the ones that are high pressure. No steam from the ones that are low pressure. You got gears working in here. This thing is boiling them. It is a oven that they've been filling up with coal and cooking that. And we even have, warmed, steamed water that's getting going and then it goes into the boiling machine and starts boiling. So they're pre-steaming it so it goes in nice and hot. They don't have to go from cold water into boiling water. They already have steamed water. Everything in here tells a story. It's a crazy contraption, and the coaster is interacting and weaving through it all. And when you actually ride that coaster, you get a glimpse and a look at it all. Even the scenery on the outside. For the theming, you use the autumn trees. Works really well with the street fox. You made this big giant contraption, and it doesn't look silly. You put these big metal bolts on it. You covered it in pipes. It looks like a crazy cool coffee contraption. And this shop is definitely one of the best shops with one of the best queues. One thing we were really looking for with this contest is how did you integrate your shop into your coaster? We really loved it when people said you get off the ride and you walk down into the shop. That way you can get something on your way out. And I absolutely love that. And one thing you did to one up that, Gushin, was you made your entrance go up and through the restaurant, and we can peer through the glass, see the coaster as well as the guests buying stuff, and we walk through this upper level, and you took advantage of and made reason to have a second story building. It's phenomenal. And then you get into the queue. It's gated nicely. It's got a very unique steampunk feel throughout the whole thing. It was like Victorian / steampunk. I really love it. And again, your footprint is great. You ran out of pieces, so what did you do? You used coaster tracks. And if you would have built that with pieces, think about each one of those, how many pieces that fence would have been. You created a very beautiful decorative fence, coaster tracks. It shows your innovation on your artistry level, your theming. You brought it together. You snuck in every last possible detail to a point where not only wouldn't I change a thing, but I don't even know how you managed to pull this off. It's like, if I could come up with the ideal coffee coaster, I wouldn't even imagine something as good as this. You up my expectations. Even that sign is amazing. Again, one of those things where we couldn't find anything to point out that was wrong with it. Therefore, it scored perfectly from all 5 judges. That's crazy. Only person in the contest with a perfect score from 5 judges. There's always one judge that disagrees. Nobody disagreed. So this is definitely the overall best creation and the best creation of the heavyweight bracket. So absolutely amazing work on this one, Gushin, on the coffee boiler, Street Fox Coffee. And congratulations on first place in the heavyweight bracket. You will be receiving a Steam game of your choice from the prize pool, as well as a custom graphic from Tommy T. Boom. Absolutely amazing. Everybody in this bracket and in this contest did an amazing job. So many awesome creations that nailed the spirit of the contest. I'm very pleased to see what everybody's done here. And you know, we went from the video game coaster contest straight into this one, guys. So it's been like pretty much 2 months of just non-stop coaster contests videos. And I know I've seen the comments. People are missing the park spotlights. They're getting fatigued from the amount of coaster contest videos. So we're going to have to take a break from contests. And that's actually the first time I've ever said that. I've done something like 20 contests now over the last year and a half. Every single month we have a new contest, but we're getting more competitors, more competition in these contests. I mean, 90 creations overall. I've released them as fast as I could without bombarding you guys. Made them shorter videos. I did everything I could. We still had to cut some submissions, and we didn't actually show them all, surprisingly enough. We had a hard time getting through them all, and every contest is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So having said that, we have to space them out a little bit, and we did 2 back-to-back. So I think it's okay to take a little bit of a breather here, guys. When we come back to do another contest, maybe we'll do a small one. We got to get back to blueprint spotlights, park spotlights, regular coaster spotlights like recreations. I know people have been asking for the Wicker Man. I'm well aware of what's going on here, guys. So we're just going to get back to doing things. But holy moly, the video game contest, the PlanCo coaster contest were both really great experiences, and they set out to accomplish what I wanted them to do. And here's the thing, guys. I did sort through all the submissions that have come in over the last 2 months just yesterday. So while these contests are going on, the talent is piling up. And I went through all of it, and you know, I feel like if I took just the best creations that have been sent in over the last 2 months, I could probably blow through them in a couple weeks. You know, I did get 150 coasters overall. A bunch of them were submissions where they just sent me one screenshot. I don't even consider it if it's just one image or a picture of a fence. I just get rid of it. There's a lot of those. And you know, there's a variety of different builders, but if we just took the cream of the crop, I could blow through it very, very quickly. That's the whole reason I do these contests, because there comes a point where I would just be showing you guys something similar to what you've seen before, and we're always trying to push the bounds of Planet Coaster. It's been a year and a half, so do you want to see generic Western Coaster 73? Or do you want to see, you know, the next freaking Riddler Revenge coaster? Well, those don't come out very often, and I do love featuring everybody of all ranks. We want to get new builders, but we also want to see something new and innovative. So in order to get a proper mix of things, I have to stop doing spotlights for a while and do contests. And what's awesome about the contests is we don't get generic Western Coaster 76 from doing this, because I force people to think about doing something we've never seen before, like this coffee boiler, like half the creations in this contest. We've never seen them before. The contests force people to think of new things, and that's my thought process going into these contests. As I go, how do I get people to show me something I haven't seen 1,000 times? That something you guys haven't seen 1,000 times. So I think it's very important to do these marathon contests. Otherwise, I would just be like, all right, it's Monday, guys, here's another Western Coaster. It's Tuesday, guys, here's another Western Coaster. I don't have while I have a lot of submissions, everybody builds something similar to someone else. Everybody's inspired by someone else. So I can see the spotlights getting repetitive as the contest did when we do 2 months of back-to-back ones. So now we're ready to go back to the spotlights, guys. I got a variety of patrons, new builders, experts, masters, legends. We got a lot of spotlights, parks. We got some good ones coming out, as well as some beginner ones, all different skill levels, and it's going to be at least a month or more before I get through them all. And maybe when I feel like we're running a little bit thin on the talent and the creative ideas, we'll go back to another contest. So we're back to the regular schedule, starting at the end of this video right now, you guys. So welcome back to the regular schedule, and congratulations to all the winners in this contest. Everyone did a really good job, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the regular schedule. When I start missing a contest, you guys will hear from me again. Don't you worry. But I think you'll all be happy to hear we're taking a little bit of a break. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and before we go, the promotions we're not doing in the videos anymore. I have to still do the promotions. I will let everybody know that's in the community in Discord down below about their promotions. And if you're not in the Discord community and want to participate in future contests, links are down in the description below with all the information you need to become a Discord member and participate in all these fun events. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.